I look at PR Newswire, I look at dealing with broadcast media for so many years and now embracing social media. So again, using that direct title from that panel, is it a convergence or is it a collision or is it a both that you have to embrace?
Yeah, I think very much a convergence. And we see the end state of all of this as really an integrated media environment and a way of essentially helping our customers hit their objectives, which I would express in really two ways. It's really around amplification of their message and visibility of their message. And that needs to really happen in a cross-media integrated fashion. So bear with me for a second, and you know, the analogy that I'd love to paint is if I rewind 10 or 15 years ago and think about the advent of e-commerce. Originally, e-commerce and traditional commerce were two separate universes, and never the twain would meet. And then we had this burst of innovation of bricks to clicks, and finally the environments are completely integrated so that your shopping experience, your pricing experience, your service experience is completely integrated and cohesive. You can buy in one environment, return it in the other. Fast forward now to the media environment. If we think of paid media, owned media, earned media, etc., in most enterprises today, those are largely disparate, separate functions. Paid media is the preserve of the advertising group, earned media, the PR group, owned media, you know, the webmaster may report into the marketing organization, may be part of IT. Social media, you know, and I'm exaggerating for effect here, they've hired a bunch of 20-somethings and they're off doing their thing in social media. And then we've got mobile, which is probably still the preserve of IT. And guess what? None of these functions are quite integrated and aligned in terms of what the message is and how that message is being put forward. Slightly exacerbated by the fact that organizationally there's not clarity around who owns this integrated function. So I think of this as the way we kind of saw commerce back in the day. And I do think what we'll see after a number of years is a full convergence and integration of these functions where enterprises think of this entire media landscape as one environment that they really need to communicate with in a cohesive, coherent way using rich media.